What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I have a pretty exciting exhibition for y'all here for you guys. I am Lord Thief and joined by my good friend Portal. Portal, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this next match. We have our second seat, Danger Close, versus our fourth seat, Paradise Aegis. Now, this is going to be pretty close. We've got a 2-1 to a 1-2, but Danger Close has been pretty adamant about guaranteeing their spot, haven't they?
Yeah, this will be the first game of week 4, but it's actually going to be their third game. They're coming off of a win by forfeit, but that doesn't mean that the other games that they've played haven't been pretty decisive, either one way or the other. I think it's Kaiju Corp that they lost one to, right?
That is correct. They only won one map, but that was the only map that they really have lost. Everything else has been pretty decisive 3-0.
Okay, that should be pretty fun. Here for Danger Close, let's take a look at their starting lineup. On tank, we'll have Mornatron and Helician, Xavier as well. So, myriad strategies that you can run with the tank substitution, right? Here on damage, Final Gambit and Frog for life. You'd think that they'd be a Lucio player in the support category, but no, they're going to be rounding up the comp on our damage heroes. And then support, Paradoot, Paradroid, and Happy. I think we'll see a lot of the latter two, Paradroid and Happy, here tonight. Probably a team with the oldest average age and 3 married gamers. The married meta, as we have displayed here, that's going to be pretty fun. And they've been around since December 2018. So they have a tenure here in Hyperion, and they keep showing us all kinds of new stuff, which is always so much fun.
Right, and it has shown in the standings, they've been pretty adamant about trying to hold on to their spot. I can see this match either going full 3-0 or maybe to a map 5.
Oh, wouldn't that be the dream?
Of course.
So tell us a little bit about Paradise Aegis.
Well, Paradise Aegis, they've had a little bit of a rougher stance here. They're 1 and 2, and only have been going to map 4s in these kinds of series. But with that being said, it's only been 1-point differences every time. So even on attack and defense, it's been very close. Now, as we look here, all of their DPS are pretty much stacked. Brickwall and Locknack are amazing in these kinds of situations. And then we've got Cap on support. He is phenomenal at the Lucio Bap, am I right?
Yeah, as well as Hidden Ninja. I think that we're going to be excited to see all kinds of big support plays coming out from both these teams tonight, actually.
Right now, if we look at these notes, they went 4-4 in their first season, and then their core members of the team have been together for a year. So these aren't just some randoms that they found recently. These are pretty connected players.
Yeah, and you're going to see that on display in every match that they play, right? But I think as you emphasize the closeness that we're going to see in this match, that we're hoping to see in this match, definitely, right? It would be a luxury to go to map 5, but you see that displayed here in the team synergy, the communications that manifests in a way that we can visualize, and that should be a lot of fun. So here in a few moments, we'll be heading into our first map, and we'll be heading into Nepal. Is that right, Portal?
That's right. So this is going to be our first control map. It's a very interesting map per se. I don't know if you want to call it gimmicky, but I would say a giant pit is pretty gimmicky.
That's exactly the word I would use. Yup.
But with that being said, I would not be surprised if we see a lot of Lucio Hog combos in this kind of situation.
Have you ever played Wrecking Ball and then gone into the what we call the horseshoe and then just kind of focused on booping people out? That's a pretty popular, was a
No,
pretty popular strategy in Platinum, I
no,
think.
because I have a brain and I know that doesn't work sometimes, and that's the
I
thing that
still try it to this day, Portal.
I'm just trying to say. Like, I would never run something that's going to get kills, not just get lucky kills.
Well, so here on Nepal, we'll actually be starting on a map that's a little less gimmicky here on Nepal Shrine. A good map for Brawl, good map for Ball, good map for Lucio. We could be seeing lots of different compositions coming out from either of these squads. So here in a few moments, we'll see what exactly these players lock down. But tell me what you expect to see here, Portal.
I would not be surprised with some ball Lucio again on this kind of thing. With that middle post in the middle of the point, you can kind of see like a Newton's cradle effect going on with these two teams of them just going back and forth, but it actually doesn't look like we're going to be getting that.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of brawl on one side and a lot of dive, a lot of really fast-paced gameplay on the other side. So that'll be interesting to watch both of these compositions really clash and see which one exploits the weaknesses of the other. Um, Obviously our favorites coming into this matchup, I think it's fair to say are I think it's fair to say that that would be. Oh goodness, the teams are escaping me. Hold on. That would be
Danger
danger
close?
close.
Yes.
But I think it'll be interesting to see what kinds of responses Paradise also uses to what danger close is looking to accomplish. Particularly here on our first map, right? This is the map. This is the where you want to establish the lead in the series. You want to get this first point just so that you have the comfort of if you drop a map, then you can swing it back, being able to pick the next one.
Right now, I do think a big thing with this map that a lot of people underestimate is the high ground in these kinds of areas. Yes, you do want that kind of brawl comp in order to get those kills, but those high areas in the top left and even the central area are very difficult to hold.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the doors have opened, and both teams are going to be able to engage here on the objective. Teamfight breaking out here, but really no commitment quite yet to really fortifying their presence
Oh.
on the objective. Oh, looks like there's our first blood spilled, and that's the sustain now gone here for Danger Close. So that's actually a really good pick.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do as Danger Close right now. You're already down a BAP. That's a pretty huge loss. You don't have a lamp to really deal with. And so they're just going to be free picking by the other team.
Looks like Paradroid is gone. Xavier as well. Just raining missiles here. Lockneck is going to be able to clear up some space. And, I mean, the point hasn't been captured yet, but okay, there we go. Finally has been captured there by I'm sorry, by Paradise Aegis.
Now, with that being said, the BAP on Danger Close's side has gotten a good amount of ult charge, even though he died really quickly at the first fight. That's pretty good going into this next one. Now, with the Nano Barrage, that might happen. It looks like it's going to.
Yeah, but it ends up getting mitigated there by Mornotron, which is really, really huge here for Danger Close. So that means they can push him, but Frog for Life and Mornotron both finding eliminations. This fight, Pulse Bomb coming out in the process as well. Frog looking to already build up that next one. In the chaos, the point actually flips in its objective progress here. Danger Close is the one building percentage. Lognak still in the skies, trying to make sure that there's a chance at redemption here on this objective, and they're going to be able to start swinging the fight with the pick onto Happy. But in the process, Final Gambit also lands the concussion mine onto Goop Dude. So it looks like here it's going to stabilize in the favor of Danger Close.
Yeah, I was worried that window would not be far enough for Danger Close to utilize that, but it turns out it worked just perfectly. That lamp at the beginning with that barrage was placed perfectly as well in order to keep him alive. Now, going into the next fight, it looks like they're going to be trying to get a pick with that bomb for a entry, but I don't know if they're going to be able to with how close up these guys are playing.
Yeah, you've got the Pulse Bomb, the Valkyrie as well to initiate the fight. Get that extra 5 healing per second. The Pulse Bomb comes out, but it actually doesn't end up landing. It sticks, I think it just drops to the ground. And there's the bomb. Double kill on the side of Danger Close, and that's actually huge. That means that this fight is over.
Great Flame Strike. Yeah, that Fire Strike from Xavier onto the Pharaoh was phenomenal. I'm surprised I was able to get that in time. Now, in this next fight, we're going to be seeing a Shatter. Hopefully, I don't know if they're going to try and hold it and wait for another fight if they lose it, but Shatter window is going to be a big one to deal with.
Yeah, and you also want to watch out for the fire strike as well, right? Because that I mean double damage fire strike that single handedly ends fights, right? So that is another one to watch out for. Fight breaking out here on the high ground. Mornotron has to dip out, losing that armor HP. It can actually be pretty bad. You melt pretty quickly afterwards, and Cardia's going to lob the bomb onto the point. Are they going to get kills? No, it secures the immortality field, and they end up dying in the process. Once again, another fight over on the side of Danger Close, and also probably this round.
Yep, that was a perfect hold by Danger Close. They stayed on point and just weren't able to budge. These teams are going to have to push a little bit further if they want the next point.
That was a really good first round. For Danger Close, right, securing that early lead in this map is going to be really healthy for them coming into this series. But we also got to see some really good things as well from Paradise Aegis, particularly that first capture, that first team fight resolving so quickly in their favor. That worked out really, really well. So coming into this next map, once again, not really going to be on a gimmicky area. This is Nepal Village, right? So this is very popular for Brawl. We're going to go on a brief pause here for you guys, just working out some tech stuff, and then we'll be right back into the action. But what's maybe one or two things that you think, Portal, need to be corrected here from Paradise Aegis? Not really to swing this series. It hasn't broken out quite yet, but to give themselves, again, that early lead. That's what's most important here.
Well, Paradise were going in good at the beginning of it. They were able to get that first pick to hold down that first point. But I believe what they really need to do is start looking for those early picks. Because they're not doing too well on the Brawl right now, I believe that will change as we get further into the series. They need to start trying to get those really early picks in order to just give them a huge advantage going into the fight.
Yeah, and that's going to be up to that's going to be up to Lock Knock and an average size brick wall. So any compositional changes that you think would benefit them? It feels like the Pharah is present, but maybe that's not quite enough.
Yeah, I don't think the Pharah is doing enough damage to help them. They really need some shield breakers in order to break their defense line.
That is going to be what they're opting for. Average size here on the Symmetra actually might be a really good solution to that, especially since we see Danger Close is going to be running the double shield composition.
Right, now they do have a lot of damage going into this fight, so it's going to be probably a Aegis win.
Maybe, especially with that elimination early onto Frog for life, mirroring the Symmetra pick, but going down in the process, not quite able to stay on the objective. Right now, Aegis is fortifying the objective with their presence and their cooldowns, and they've still got a little bit in the bank here in terms of resources to work with. This is going to encourage Danger Close to back up just a little bit before re-engaging onto the point, but by this time, it has already been captured here by Paradise Aegis. Wall goes up, and it actually separates Xavier off from the rest of the squad, which means they're easy pickings. And after that, without the main tank, Mornotron isn't going to be able to push very easily into this, so I think that we're going to see a reset, soft reset, come out from Danger Close.
Yeah, Aegis was a great Maywall from Lochnex. Now, with that being said, oh my gosh, that's a 3K!
Yeah, that's a massive tire, and it means that Danger Close can really engage onto this objective and make sure that they've won this fight. Absolutely influential tire there.
So I was going to say, like, they were followed what I was saying. They need those early picks, but it looks like they didn't get the right early pick. Because of that Junkrat ult, they just got completely wiped.
Yeah, you become encouraged by an early elimination onto Xavier, right? A really good wall from Lochnack, now playing the now on Pharah, but without a Mercy pocket. That's going to be curious, Portal.
Yeah, well, that is curious, but they don't have a hit skin, so it's going to be a little bit harder to deal with. The BAP is going to have to focus on that Pharah.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Against the Sim and the Junk, that's going to be really helpful. There's a Shatter coming out from Goop Dude, but it doesn't really secure anything, and the Gravitic Flux is used from Morn in response, and it's going to lead to eliminations onto Goop Dude, and there's another tire from Gambit. It finds Hidden Ninja out, and like that, another fight resolving here for Danger Close.
Yeah, Danger Close tried to use that back window in order to wall him off, and it worked for a little while, and then they started losing it back, but then Junkrat right back in there with a tire to finish out the kills. It's perfect play by them, and they just need to keep that up in order to win this map.
And a stagger elimination as well, Portal onto Lochnack.
Right. I didn't even see, I was too busy looking at it.
Yeah, no, and that's going to delay their the building of that barrage, which is going to be a really important ultimate. Now they've got some other ones in the banks here. Aegis is going to be looking to capitalize on the bomb and the window both. We should see the window go up here and the bomb lobbed out, but it doesn't actually connect to the objective. It gets stuck on the pillar, and despite trying to go for the remet kill, Cardi isn't actually able to land it. It gets into the process, and Happy is going to clean up the fight, landing 2 final blows onto Hidden Ninja on average size. And again, that's another fight there. Happy is out for blood. They're looking for those last picks onto the farmer seat, but aren't quite able to secure them.
Now, it looks like that CGS is going to be trying to do a rush comp very quickly to just get someone to touch, which it looks like they will, but I don't know if they're going to have the ultimates to win this.
Yeah, and definitely not the sustain with Goop Dude falling before the fight has actually even broken out. The overtime wick is triggered and it starts burning down. Defense Matrix, all of it being expended in the interest of blocking the damage that's coming through the window, and another elimination onto Goop Dude, getting revived and then promptly taken out of the fight. 2 final blows once again from Happy. I told you to watch out for the supports in this fight. A stall coming out from Captain Nemo, but not able to stay. A third and final tire from Final Gambit is going to end this first map.
Yeah, they just were not able to push through after the first fight. They were able to get an early pick and then keep it for maybe a couple seconds, but then once it was taken back, there was no stopping them from taking the first point.
And here's where they took it, right? This is where Danger Close really fortified themselves on this objective.
Wow.
You play the long con, right? You let the enemy team get a little bit comfortable on this objective, and then you come at them as hard as that tire, get a triple kill, and then set yourselves up for success in the consecutive team fights. And I mean, successful Danger Close absolutely was. Look at this, 8.4k healing over 7 minutes. That's 10.4k damage. How do you mitigate that, right? For the supports for Paradise Aegis, how do you stand in the face of that kind of we call it spam damage, but it's high impact burst damage?
Well, what you have to do is kind of just focus where those damage is actually coming from. It seems like they were putting it all into their tanks, and the heroes weren't just able to sustain them for long enough. If they start trying to put a little bit more effort into there, maybe put in a Zarya bubble or switch something to just keep them up for a little bit longer, it might help them in the next map.
And we will be going here into our next map pretty shortly. Portal, remind me where we're going.
I believe we're going to Watch Point, correct?
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, Watch Point Gibraltar. So that's actually a pretty good map for that dive composition, right? And we saw little signs from Paradise Aegis that was the map that they were wanting, or that was the kind of composition that they were wanting to run. We saw it show up on Nepal Shrine, and then again in those latter moments on Nepal Village as well. But that was really out of necessity. It's possible that Watch Point Gibraltar will play a little bit more to Paradise Aegis' strengths. And we also have a substitution coming in. Saucer is in, Final Gambit is stepping out. So we won't see that high impact junk gameplay, but we are going to get to see some more really exciting DPS gameplay from Saucer.
Right now, with that being said, I think the Junkrat was pretty essential to that first point. I don't know if Saucer can hold up his end of the bargain. We could be seeing a very quick match, but then again, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer in that first map.
Yeah, and you and I have both asserted that we think that this is going to be a close series. This is Paradise Aegis' chance to really flip things around, get the momentum going in their favor, and see if they can start racking up these points. It's a 1-0 lead, right? For Danger Close, you drop another map, and then you can really start to sweat a little bit as you enter match point territory. But here for Paradise, they're getting warmed up. They're getting into the game, engaging the competitiveness of this matchup, and I think that we should be able to see that bring out some really big plays from their players. Keep a close eye onto Lockneck and Goob Dude, coming out with some of these hero plays, not quite paying off in that last map, but definitely going to be a big part of their success if they can net that here on Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Now, I'm looking at Aegis's comp style and trying to think of things that is going to try and get them that next little push for this map. Now, they played a little bit of spam with the Sinfera. It didn't work out too much. So if I was in their position, I would try switching to more of a focus comp, something that's just, we need to get one person out ASAP.
You would have to see the Zenyatta step in for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what is it? It was the incredulousness in the voices of Josh Sideshow Wilkinson's teammates' voices when he says, "Why don't we build a comp around the Zen?" Matt Morello steps in, build a comp around the Zen, but that actually might be part of the linchpin for success here for a Paradise Aegis. Remember, Portal, this isn't the highest. I mean, this isn't contenders Overwatch League level. This is really, for all intents and purposes, this is middle of the ladder kind of gameplay that we're seeing here. 27, 28 to 3,200 players, and these are people who know how to play the game, especially in the context of these team tournaments, which is really where you see the competitive nature of Overwatch rear its head. It's a lot of fun. But this also allows some leniency in terms of the meta game. You don't have to run the Diva Ball Brig Zen. You can get a little creative. You can run the conventional Rein Zarya composition and find a lot of value, even if those heroes are argued to be a little bit weaker right now.
Right, but I've always said with the meta, it's just, a meta. It might not work for everyone, and everyone has their little kinks that can screw with them. Whenever there is a meta, there are biases, and when those biases get exploited is when you get some fun Overwatch.
Yes, absolutely. So here, the main question that I'm wondering is which one is exploiting the other, Danger Close or Paradise Aegis? Is the substitution of Saucer for Final Gambit, is that the linchpin to success here for Danger or for Paradise coming into Watchpoint Gibraltar? I think that's just something we'll have to find out, Portal.
I mean, the only way to know is by going into this next map soon, but with Saucer coming in, I'm curious to see exactly what he's going to go. I'm not sure exactly what kind of comms he plays, but it's going to be an interesting fight as we go into the second map.
Yeah, and here we go, heading into Watchpoint Gibraltar, and we'll see the compositions here emerge momentarily. Lobbies, yeah. Lobby's just getting set up there. Again, you can run the dive composition here. I remember back in 2017, 2018, if you suggested running dive on defense, all of your teammates in solo queue competitive were going to be like, what are you talking about? But it's very viable here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Winston has never been more of a main tank than now, and D.Va is fantastic on this map. It's really the only thing that I'd be afraid of is if I see a Reinhardt emerge on, especially for first point Gibraltar.
Right, dive has been a pretty phenomenal choice for this, but I would also contend that double bubble is just as much, if not more. You've got that sustainability of keeping that Winston up for as long as possible, and then you have that Zarya who has massive damage after only the first fight. If you play it perfectly, it can be demolishing towards the other team.
Well, and this is where you aren't running the Reinhardt brawl comp, but double bubble really does kind of play out a little bit like a brawl comp. So that should be a lot. That should be really interesting to see if Danger really harnesses that with Mornotron on this Zarya, and how also they're going to be responsible for thwarting Cardi on the D.Va.
Right now, if they're going to have this dive work, they need to get that high ground as soon as possible, or else it's just not going to do anything at all.
That's exactly what Cardi is going to opt for here, leading the charge for Paradise Aegis. They're going to get up on this high ground and only sacrifice a portion of that armor HP before re-engaging onto the fight. But by now, we've seen the rotation from Danger Close. They've opted instead for this middle high ground. Mornotron yielding that position so that they can fight Goobdoob on this on this high ground. There's Xavier going in on Hidden Ninja. They're eliminated from the fight, and Mornotron loses their lives in the process as well. So, not quite an even trade, but also a little bit even. It's odd now, though. Xavier is out, and now Lockneck is free to rain damage upon the hapless supports here for Danger Close. Happy, Paradroid, both out of the fight, and that's going to be a win, a team fight win for Aegis.
Yes, Aegis played that beautifully, letting them take the sacrifice from the Winston, letting them have that pick and just focusing on pushing up as far as possible so that when that Winston tried to push back, there's nowhere for him to go, and it was just a free pick. That was a beautiful play by them, and now they have the ultimate advantage as well.
That was a really good stall as well, coming out from Frog for life.
Oh, yes.
You might call that a stagger elimination, but it really wasn't. They got the blinks to re-engage in this next fight. What is a stagger here is Xavier losing their life once again. Lockneck's missiles are just able to pierce this high ground and rain down damage, especially as Captain Mino tries to get focus beamed down here by Saucer, but Saucer isn't able to make it connect. In fact, they end up sacrificing themselves in the process. We have a stall breaking out here on the objective, but I don't think it's going to last here very long for Danger Close.
Yeah, Lokinox Pharah is just destroying their comp. They switched off of Zarya and now are going D.Va. I don't know if the counter dive is going to be the best choice for this. I thought Zarya was going to do just fine, but maybe they're seeing something that I'm not right now. But going into the next fight, Aegis does have a heavy ult advantage with the Barrage Nanode, but I don't know if there's a good position with this kind of aerial area in this map.
You're playing for the high ground on top of this ship here, right? So Lognak is basically going to be waiting for an opportunity to use the barrage. That opportunity is going to be any moment that Danger Close tries to maintain any kind of presence on the high ground. Or maybe they're here in the back lines, finding Mortartron out with the fight and trying to catch Paradroid out as well. Primal Rage going to come out as well from Xavier. And average size at this point has duplicated the Winston pick as well. Captain Mio brings Goop Dude back into the fight, falling in the early stages of that first fight. And the bomb comes from Cardi as well. It secures Paradroid, and Happy is gone as well. So the sustain with that out of the picture here for Danger Close. This might be a quick second point capture, or is someone stalling on this objective?
No, it looks like that Danger Close was able to completely counter the enemy's hero pool. Like, I'm surprised by that. They had ultimates there, but just weren't able to grab any with them. That Pharah barrage was perfect because he realized that the D.Va was DMAX, so there couldn't be any DM or anything stopping them from getting that pick. But he was only able to get the D.Va. He wasn't able to get anything else, so while he was in that ultimate and stuck like a sitting duck, they were just able to wipe out the rest of the team.
Yeah, that ended up resolving surprisingly for me in the favor of Danger Close, and now we're going to see a re-engagement here. 3 minutes in the time bank is a pretty comfortable amount of time to work with, especially when you get Happy here out of the fight early, succumbing to the damage from Lognak there, out of the picture, and the nano boost is applied from Hidden onto Goop Dude. They're going to be able to wreak havoc in the mid line here, and they have to reconnect to the objective to get Frog for Life off this point. Frog for Life sacrificing the bomb, not quite finding any value, but here the kill feed is all lighting up in the favor of Aegis. Finally getting Frog for Life out means that there's no stall on this objective. You can push it a little further.
It just is getting that early picks very early in these fights that are allowing a long stagger. These players are playing phenomenally well right now, and they need to keep this up going into this. I don't think they're going to... Actually, yeah, they are going to try and stagger this.
Oh yeah, Frog for Life is going to try and connect to the objective. In their absence, Xavier steps back in. The nano has been applied onto Mortartron here, and they're going to lob the bomb as well. That adds a little extra damage. But once again, you're seeing a whiff from these D.Va bombs here. It connects to the top of the ship and doesn't quite get any eliminations there. Saucer finds Lognak, clips their wings instead of vice versa, and in the meantime, Paradroid has used the revive to bring Danger Close back to full strength.
Now, I do believe that D.Va Bomb was more of a panic than an actual, like, I want to get kills with it. It was more because he was at low health, so I believe it's still alright. Of course, we would want to see some picks, but
yeah,
just staying in the fight with a mech is vital at this point, because they probably have lost track of what ultimates are still in play. They don't know what they can hold, what they can't, but with the switches to the Reaper now, this should be a very close corners fight.
Especially interesting is going to be the matchup against Saucer there, right? Saucer on the Echo is a good matchup against Pharah. Oh, look at that. Frog for Life finds the Pulse Bomb kill onto Captain Nemo. And that's actually just... I think that already resolves this team fight here for Danger Close. But Paradise Aegis, they're not out of the fight here. Paradroid has been caught out by Hidden Ninja, engaging the DPS nature of Ana. The duplicate is going to get worn down here by average size, duplicating the D.Va there, and Saucer is eliminated. So that actually means that Aegis has fortified their position here on the objective, and they're going to send Danger Close on the run. They might be able to take the second point.
Yeah, Saucer used his ultimate to try and switch now, but it looks like this is going to be a very clear... Oh my gosh, yes, Paradise Aegis is just going to wipe it out right now. No chance at stalling this for another second point.
That's a nice final blow from Lognak on a Frog for Life, coming back in for that stall. You gotta be wary of this Tracer. It's you can't just let them sit on this objective for copious amounts of time, and that's another part of what Lognak on this Reaper is gonna help to do outside of just dealing with Xavier and Mortartron, and they're coming into this next fight with the Death Blossom.
Yeah, that Death Blossom will be pretty viable because they need to get that deep mech as quickly as possible for it to be viable, though. They can't really do a whole lot unless that D.Va goes down, so they're probably going to be focusing on that for this fight. But with that being said, the Reaper goes down.
Yeah, who needs the Echo? Saucer on the Soldier 76 now with the damage amplification is already up to 50% of that tactical visor. You're playing for that ultimate, but the nano boost is going to come onto Javier here, I believe, and they end up getting melted out. Lognak finds 2 in the process. There's the battle. It's 2. Saucer and Paradroid both out of the fight, and a 3rd elimination onto Happy there. That's actually a 5th there. That's the 3rd following the Death Blossom. And look at this
Yes.
card. It's approaching that final objective.
Yeah, Xavier tried to stop the res, but was unable to, and because of that, the ultimate was able to get out, and it looks like it might be a final fight.
Yeah, breaking high on the objective. Paradroid and Xavier both collapse, which means the forces are suffering on the side of Danger Close. 1 minute in the time bank, and they can wear down this time bank, and that's exactly what Saucer is going to look to do with the Tactical Visor deployed. They're going to be able to wear thin the forces of Paradise Aegis and possibly swing this fight. Average Size is still in it. They duplicate the Wrecking Ball and look for objective sustain. They're going to try and build that minefield, but it's going to be hard in the presence of a bubble dropped here by Xavier. Reconnected the objective, now forcing them back. There's a duplicate expended, and not the value that Average Size was looking to get.
Yeah, Paradise Aegis just kind of got rolled there, no pun intended, by the Wrecking Ball. It was just a full-blown power strike that just launched them in the air, gave them no hope of staying alive, and just completely wiped by Danger Close. Now, going to the next fight, they don't have a lot of ultimates, Aegis. Actually, no, never mind, sorry, Danger Close, but Aegis should have some ult advantage with only the Death Blossom and the Bomb to be able to win this.
Yeah, you're looking to clear the objective with either one of those ults and secure eliminations with the other, so we'll see exactly what happens. But the Immortality Field from Hidden Ninja has already been expended. Mornotron has to disengage to get that health back. They've lost nearly all of it. There's the bomb from Cardi. It should be deploying any minute now, or the Blossom, and it has to come out because Saucer and Xavier have both found eliminations. There's a Blossom on a Paradroid, but Lockneck gets caught out by the Pulse Bomb from Fog for Life. Saucer finds Goop Dude as well, so there goes all of the players here for Paradise Aegis. The bomb had come out, but it didn't secure any really impact for Aegis, and that means that this is a fight win and a round win for Danger Close.
Yeah, Frog was brilliant on trying to get that pulse bomb on a Reaper right as he was ulting. It was very dangerous, but it worked out in the end. He was able to get only one pick, and it solidified the fight for Danger Close.
This is kind of the situation. You look at this and you're like, down but not out, right?
Right.
You have the defense. The defense didn't end up collapsing for Danger Close like Paradise Aegis really wanted to. We're going to get a pause here for a moment. I think we're just resolving some ping issues, and then we should jump right back into the action. Danger Close had a really good hold, really good stabilization there on that second objective, especially after the momentum had built up here for Paradise Aegis on the first point. Managed to really turn it around on that third objective with a really good ultimate management of their ults, the economy, and just some really good simple shutdowns of some of these ults, like the Pulse Bomb stick onto Locknock and Locknack, and after the Death Blossom, right? So the thing, though, is here, Paradise Aegis, they can do the same thing. They can defend just as well, but they need to do it on the first or the second point.
Right now, the final point of Gibraltar is a very tough one to hold, especially from just coming out of spawn. It was very surprising that they were able to hold it like that, but Danger Close proved that, they can hold themselves to this level. Now, Paradise Aegis is going to try and probably do another dive comp, probably to counter dive if I would be correct. With that being said, I don't know if that would be enough. We've been shown that Danger Close can run a very well counter dive, and I believe it would probably be enough to win this.
Yeah, and this is where you're seeing the necessity of the diva in your composition as well, right? Both sides had it. Frequently, the Echo players on either side would duplicate the diva, looking for those big bomb kills or remet kills, or just sheer damage mitigation potential. Diva being able to eat infinite quantities of damage in that 3 or 4 seconds that defense matrix can go up in that fight is crazy, as well as the burst damage that you can do with micro missiles and her just regular fusion cannons as well. The question here for Paradise Aegis is, can they make that diva work for them as well on this defense as they were able to there on that first and second point attack? Can they stymie Danger Close on the streets phase where you're playing on top of the rocket ship and playing on the high ground, installing the objective like Frog for Life did there on Tracer? Those are the kinds of those are the small objectives that you want to meet, the criteria that you need to accomplish in order to get this win, and that's what you need if you're Paradise Aegis, right? You need to make sure that you equalize the series and don't give that second map to Danger Close.
Right, but as we remember back to how the diva play was going, every time they bombed, except for one at the end of the second point, they didn't really connect with anything. If they can start trying to connect with those kinds of bombs, it might be even quicker because, again, they didn't get through the entire map. All they need to do is just push a little bit farther, and they've won it. Now, with that being said, it does look like Oh no, sorry, we haven't started yet. It does feel like we're gonna get something of interest here.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. You're definitely gonna need your composition, the heroes that you're running in response to what Danger Close is doing, and that that was really well accomplished as well by Lochnax Reaper. Was a really great response to Frog staying on the objective as Tracer, and as well the threats that the tanks here for Danger Close end up representing as well. But then Saucer is just as quick to respond, swapping from the Echo to the Soldier 76, which ends up working so well in the context of, or rather paired with a Paradroid's Mercy damage amp as well. Something that Captain Nemo was there to do as well, but really on the side of Paradise Aegis, you saw a lot more healing coming from them as well. Jumping right back into the match here, and we'll see our compositions emerge momentarily. But once again, Portal, I'm expecting a lot of Diva.
I do expect a lot of Diva as well, and we did see that Danger Close is willing to switch up their comp when they feel like they have a better idea in mind than they're initially planned. They started off with a double bubble and saw it wasn't working, and so they switched to the counter dive in order to prevent the other team from pushing all the way up, which it didn't work for at the beginning, but once it got to the end and got a little bit too close here, would have whittled down enough time, it proved to be a better comp than a double bubble.
I will, Portal, I will never complain about seeing some Orisa here. Emerging on
Yeah.
point A is pretty interesting to me here on the defense. It really, your movement, your rotations on the defense as Orisa is going to be a little bit interesting. It, to me, almost seems a little limited. But I am a fan of the horse, or the queen, as I call her, of Overwatch, and so we'll have to see what kinds of big value the halts get. That's what you're looking. Combo with a Dynamite or Lochnax Torp Turret, it might really do some damage to this double bubble comp that Danger Close is running.
Right, Orisa's always fun to watch, but like you said, there's not a lot of mobility with it against a dive. It's going to be kind of tough to play with this.
It goes onto the high ground. Xavier has to yield that position. He's going to play this low ground before the leap comes back in. Should see them re-engage any moment, but they got to be really careful because Lochnax Torp Turret is up and does tons of damage. Average Size is equipped here with the Dynamite, ready to lob that over the objective, or with the damage amp that melts through the armor that Xavier has. Losing some of that shield HP. Moratron has to play close to the objective. There's another dive in from Xavier, but he can't stay up there. Ultimately, the high ground is going to be yielded by both sides as a fight begins to break out here in the valley. There's the halt. It actually ends up pulling Happy. Has to find refuge over by that mega pack, and meanwhile, Xavier. I'm gonna mess that up all night tonight. Xavier is still up there, kind of controlling this high ground before re-engaging onto the objective. But there we go. They're already out of the fight.
Yeah, that was a great lamp right at the end. They were almost dead, but that lamp kind of saved them right at the last second. It does look like that. Even with that Orisa comp, they're holding off that area, and it seems that average is just popping off like crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, I was looking at that revive from Para, bringing Happy back in the objective, and I look at that from the side of Paradise Aegis, and I'm just like, thanks for the ultimate charge. That's my Bob that I needed for the next fight. That's what Average Size is saying.
Yeah, it's only one fight, and he's already at Bob, and he might actually get another pick here, but it's close! It's getting there, but it's not going to be enough. It's enough to hold him back for just a little bit longer, but it's looking good for Paradise Aegis.
Yeah, it's a really good hold that we're seeing from them, and Xavier might be hard-pressed to really get the value out of the Winston that they're looking to attain here. Average Size with the knockback, as well as Cardi, the damage that you're going to see, especially now that the Amplification Matrix has been erected in front of the main tank here for Paradise Aegis. High ground has to be maintained here by Danger Close, but they're not really going to be able to engage until that goes down, and again, they're playing into Average Size damage. You've got the Perma Pocket from Captain Nemo attached to them. They're going to lob the Bob out over the objective as the fight breaks out. You had an engagement coming in from Danger Close, but it looks like it's going to be flimsy even with the nano boost applied to Xavier. They're going to try and make the most of this Primal Rage, leaving up to that high ground and trying to disrupt Hidden Ninja, but Hidden Ninja is just going to be able to top back up by the attentive Captain Nemo on the Mercy. They're equipped with a Valkyrie for next fight, and this fight has been won by Paradise.
Yeah, Xavier had the idea of trying to knock everyone down back into the point, but because of that Bob, there was just nothing for his team to really get into position to try and help him out. He was just a dead fish in the water.
Yeah, you've got some ultimates coming up. That's going to help breathe a little bit of life here into the attack from Danger Close. The duplicate, the Graviton Surge, Paradroids, Valkyrie. There's the duplicate from Saucer. They're going to duplicate the Diva there. Frog does have the Bob, and that's going to go out as well. Past the objective,
Oh, good
and the
grab.
Graviton Surge is lobbed out as well. There's a bomb, the copy bomb from
Ooh.
Saucer, and it's big! They find 3 group. Captain Nemo and Locknack are all gone, and this means that the first objective can really get captured, if not build some good progress and open us up for some staggers. No, that's a team kill. This is going to be a first point cap.
Right, that was a great grab combo by Saucer and yeah, it was Saucer and
Yeah.
Moronot. I'm gonna mess it up. It's
Mortron, yeah.
Mortron. These guys are not making it easy for us, and I hate that. So with this next fight, it does look like they're going to have 3 ultimates, Aegis, and it's going to be in their favor. But actually, they're not going to be able to get there.
Yeah, that was a nice pick from Saucer, actually, onto Locknack. Capnino brings Goop back into the fight with the revive. That's an important resource expended, so the defense really can't falter here. You need to just make sure that you're properly set up for this next engagement, especially since you're working with a Supercharger. It's a compelling reason to bring the Orisa back into the fight. But the high ground is being maintained not by the defenders, but by Paradise Aegis, although Saucer ends up being the first blood of this fight. Brought back in by Paradroid. Frog is going to find the Dynamite kill onto Hidden Ninja, and the Amplification Matrix came out from Hidden Ninja, who promptly falls, and really we didn't see the capitalization there. Monotron, Captain Nemo, again with the revive, bring Hidden Ninja back into the fight. That's going to bring the sustaining power for Paradise Aegis back up to full strength, and without Monotron in mech, the fight is going to be really slow here on the side of Danger Close. Oh yeah, with them eliminated, that's just a reset.
Yeah, Danger Close had the upper hand there, but that Bob was, even though it didn't do a lot of damage and was slept, it was enough of a presence to get him away from the point, and Bob is almost up again. Like, this is pretty insane from Frog right now.
It's a little wild when you see something like average size on the Ashe here, and you think to yourself, Ashe really isn't one of the stronger hit scans right now. But you see how quickly they're building this Bob, and that's a really scary ultimate actually. Add a damage amp or a Discord or a Nano onto that onto the Omnic Butler, and they become pretty lethal. Pull off the high ground here as Xavier mirrors the Orisa pick, the classic defense composition Orisa Diva, but here running the attack by Danger Close. Full fight breaking out here. You've got Captain Nemo with the Valkyrie ready to engage, but Xavier finds average size Bob out of the fight before collapsing themselves by Cardi. Bob expended from Frog for life in the interest of swinging this fight, but there's the bomb as well from Cardi. It gets Frog out of the fight. Saucer is gone as well, so I think the fight is over here for Danger Close. It's only tanks and supports here remaining for the attackers, but they're playing into the Valkyrie, damage amplifying all of the teammates. Captain Nemo is going to help to really make sure that the defense is fortified here, and Portal, this could go either way.
Well, no, I believe Danger Close used their lamp just a little bit too early for the bomb. That once that bomb came in from Diva, they had nothing to really deal with it. They didn't have a shield up because of the cooldown and the lamp cooldown, so they were just kind of free picking.
They're still fighting this as well. Frog goes down to the Dragons because of the tenuous position that Danger Close was maintaining here. Saucer is equipped with the bomb, but they're actually going to be taken out of duplicate form before they can actually throw that into the backline. Or maybe they did, and it didn't net any kills there. Average size controlling the high ground with that perma pocket from Captain Nemo, looking for the pick onto Paradroid. Are they going to be able to find? They find the crit tap, but they aren't able to secure the elimination. They are themselves secured by Saucer. Eliminated from the fight. The DPS is equalized, and Mortron comes in clutch with another double kill on the bomb.
That was a beautiful double kill from Moore. Now, with that being said, Average had a chance to wipe that team there. He was behind the enemy lines with the Mercy, but he just was not able to hit any of his shots. If he can start connecting a little bit more, that would have been an end. Like, the map would have been over by then.
Average still, I would argue Average still did enough there, right? You push that fight into overtime. The wick was beginning to expire here, and for Danger Close, and you put yourselves in a good position as far as time goes for a defense here on third point. Unlucky stagger elimination, as my producer called out into Captain Nemo there, but it's not really going to affect Paradise Aegis' defense in the long run. You're still looking at a possibly sustainable third point here, hold here, especially after finding Paradroid out of the fight. For Danger Close, that has to mean a reset here. They can't really force a fight here, but that's exactly what they're going to do. Eliminating average size from the fight, you're going to see the Supercharger deployed by Xavier, and that's going to amplify the damage here. That's going to be in place of Paradroid as they reconnect to the fight, and they use it to find Captain Nemo out as well. Saucer finds Goop Dude out, but look at that. The bomb coming in, eliminating the Supercharger, the Immortality Field, and Frog for life, and the kill feed all favors Paradise Aegis.
Yeah, you were right there. I don't think they should have pushed that. Yes, they got some ultimates out, but right now you're kind of in a stagger situation where you're kind of scared to push because you don't want to ruin yourself for the fight, because one death here and that's game over.
Especially when it's one as important as Paradroid on the Mercy. Now you have both support ultimates coming in for Danger Close, which is going to be really important in this last fight. Duplicate once again on the Diva. I've called this, and the first target here for Saucer is going to be average size on the Ashe. Xavier finds Lognak out as well. That's some lethality that's been taken out from Paradise Aegis, and Frog is also. I mean, everyone's contributing. There's all kills here for on Paradise for Danger Close, and Xavier's popping off. One with a jump pack kill, one with the Tesla cannon, a bomb elimination onto Goobdu from Saucer, and this is a win here for Danger Close. They've secured the second map.
That was a great positioning by both tanks. They were able to find one of their characters that was just a little bit too far out, and were able to eliminate them before they had any chance of trying to recover. With that being said, that was a great push by Aegis, but it just was not enough against Danger Close.
It was so close to Portal. I was looking at that and I was saying, Danger Close, they messed up, they lost it. Here's the Graviton Surge and the bomb combo there. That's just absolutely massive, and also a little bit broken. All of my homies out there who hate Echo will talk about how the bomb lingering past the expiration of Duplicate. You could make an argument that that's a little broken, but not if you're Saucer. If you're Saucer, you're saying that is a good mechanic because I was able to find that triple kill. So now that's 4 on the board for Mornatron. That's 4 eliminations with the bomb, and 3 for Saucer. Pretty close between these two. Unfortunately, Portal from Cardi, I don't know that we're seeing quite as much from them.
We aren't, but I will say this has been some very close. That was a lot closer than the last map. They were pushing there. They both almost went into overtime right at the end of the point. And so with that being said, I do see Danger Close kind of pulling out ahead by a little bit too much right now. If they can keep this momentum, we'll be done in less than an hour.
Yeah, and what a misfortune that would be for all of those of us who enjoy watching this kind of competitive Overwatch. For those of us who do enjoy it, be sure not to go anywhere. We're going to engage on a brief break, and we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for not going anywhere here. Portal, we're seeing some love in the chat for Paradise Aegis, hoping that they can come alive as we head into map 3. But before we do, Portal, what are we looking at in this matchup so far? Danger close, really decisive here for them so far.
Yeah, Danger Close has gone really well right now. They're up 2-0, which is kind of what we thought we might be seeing, but we were also thinking that this, like we said, we could be going the distance to at least a map 5. Now, with that being said, Aegis has still been playing pretty well. Forget the first map. That first map was a fluke. But when that last map happened, they were able to hold their own for a good while. It got pretty close.
It was a really good attack for most of their attack round for Aegis and a really good defense for most of that defense round. The question for me is, are they going to bring the same caliber of gameplay plus a little extra, plus ultra, right, from onto Numbani, which is going to be our map 3, and potentially match point as well here. Danger Close leading the series 2-0. As you and I talk ad nauseum about establishing the lead, getting that momentum, heading into Numbani at match point here for Paradise Aegis. That's not ideal, Portal.
No, it looks like that with this kind of Numbani map, it's a very brawly map, which we've seen that Danger Close is very well at playing at. They do have a counter dive that has been countering the Aegis front line. So with that being said, Aegis is good at recognizing when that's happening and capitalizing on it, but they're not able to do it enough for a fight win. If they can turn that into a win, then we have ourselves a good game.
And we've seen signs of life from all these Aegis players as well, right? Locknack on the Reaper, Average on the Ashe there, Captain Nemo as well, getting their time in the spotlight with the really well-timed Valkyries, good damage amps as well. Goop Dude on the Orisa, really laying down the law and making sure that, you know, if you wanna capture that objective, you've got to go through the Queen of Overwatch first. More eyes here on Hidden Ninja and Cardi. Just got to make sure that they're absolutely bringing as much game to this, to the game as the rest of the squad here. Meanwhile, on the side of Danger Close, you know, staying consistent, staying clean, and you know, on the topic of staying, Saucer is staying in. We're going to see the same DPS lineup, the same squad being run here as they begin their defense. Oh, Paraduke did come in for Happy though.
Well, that's fine because they still have that diva there, so Saucer's going to be able to duplicate them for days and just keep destroying them with those bombs that, like he did in the last map. If that keeps happening, I would switch off of that diva.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be careful about how you play here. A dive commencing from Goop Dude and Cardi going into that top right angle, but Goop Dude pays the ultimate price there. Look at that damage coming out from Saucer there. It's Frog for Life that finds the final blow into Average size there with the Helix rockets, and also gets Cardi out of mech. But oh, look at that! That was pristine. That was pristine.
That was a great, that was a great aim lock by Frog there. Kind of hacking a little bit, but you know, it's fine. We don't talk about that.
It's fine. All's well in competitive Overwatch.
Yeah, you know, he'll get back banned later, but it's fine. Now, looking into this next fight, not a lot of ult charge was gone. It was a very quick fight, so they're going to have to another fight just to try and get their ultimates up. I don't know if they'll be able to for this fight. If they can do that, then I can see as Aegis turning in their favor.
Quite possibly. They're going to be relying on the duplicate and the barrage from Lockneck and average size to do that. Average size going critically low, able to get top back up. Looking at, Paradroid finds the pick onto Hidden Ninja, calling support diff on the side of Danger Close here. And Saucer finds this focus beam elimination onto Cappuccino before turning onto average size with Xavier. Out of Met, Cardi doesn't stand a chance on the objective. That's another fight win for Danger Close. And those ultimates built up that you were talking about, Portal.
Yeah, Hidden Ninja was not so hidden. He was way too far up front. And because of that, Saucer was able to just see him and just pick him out. Just like, boop, gone. You're not going to have to deal with that.
Out of the fight, you're done.
Yep, you're done. Now, with that being said, Danger Close has a heavy ult advantage going into this fight with almost all 6 online. They need to stall this out and at least trying to pick up at least 1 or 2 of them before even trying and contesting with their ults.
I like seeing those check marks light up one after the other. The nano boost is going to be applied onto Frog, kind of tickled down by the Tesla cannon from Goop Dude here. Ultimately found out, but not before securing 2 eliminations. And there's another bomb, up to 5 now. Mornatron leading between themselves and Saucer, and actually finding 3 that fight. That was a really good hold, really good defense. And Mornatron is going to go back, pick up Paradroid, and ready themselves for this next defense.
That was a great defense, but I do think Aegis got the upper hand there. Danger Close did 4 ultimates in there, while Aegis didn't really do any at all. With that being said, now they have almost all of theirs online, and so they're going to be able to take this point very easily if they play it right.
What we call a dry push there, committing to the fight with no ultimates, or without expending any ultimates, and that sets them at an advantage. We see the Valkyrie coming out from Captain Nemo, and an engagement onto the objective here as well. Cardi's armed with the bomb, might be able to use that. Goop gets the nano boost as well. They're going to dive into the supports. They find out Frog for life and Paradu as well. Look at that. Lockneck rains down the barrage. There's the bomb from Cardi, kills Paradroid as well. So it's pretty even here for both these squads. As long as Lockneck can stay up and keep the damage pelting out, then they can actually swing this fight in favor of Aegis. Average size with the duplicate is gonna just chase Frog around. Ultimately, Stickies all connect, and they're gonna find them out of the fight. Ultimately, it's only tanks remaining here for Danger Close, and they're gonna be quickly burned down. Can the supports from Danger Close reconnect with Saucer on this high ground, looking to rain down a little bit of damage, see if they can poke someone down, especially tethered with Paradroid. Might be able to stay up in this fight for long enough. No, they get taken out by Lockneck, and I think that this is over here for the defense of Danger Close.
Yeah, Lockneck did take this point, but it went for way too long. They need to cap this point quick enough in order to push because they're wasting too much time. They used all of their ultimates and they're still in this fight.
Yeah, I said that the fight was over here for Danger Close, but they're actually holding really hard, and there's the bomb as well. It almost catches Lockneck as well. You saw the concussion blast actually push them a little bit further away from that explosive radius there, and Saucer rejoins, is promptly eliminated, but so is Lockneck by Mornatron. Coming in clutch, the Diva player for Danger Close is looking to equalize there, and off the back of an of a Bionade onto them, they aren't going to be able to do it, it looks like. They end up collapsing, but Goop Dude is out of the fight as well. Frog for life, really pelting in the damage. Paradu is out as well. Captain Nemo now on the Lucio finds 2 eliminations. One of them is a boop, final blow, and as Xavier goes down, average size reconnecting on the Tracer. They find 2 as well, capitalizing off of the space created there, and finally capturing this first objective.
Yeah, that got really shaky there. They were almost unable to cap that point after, again, using all of their ultimates, but I think it might actually work in their favor. As you look at their ultimates, they have 3 of them almost online, while Danger Close doesn't have any besides Visor and Monkey. Those 2 can't really do a whole lot unless they have something else to support them.
It's where you're looking at Xavier and you're saying, I hope you learned your primal tech from Gujwe, because if that's all you have to work with, especially Paradu.
I think he's resetting. I think that's a reset. I don't
possibly
see why he would jump off for no reason, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, they got to swap. They got to swap onto the Ana off the Moira, looking for that stall potential, but just aren't able to find it. In the meantime, Goopdude and Cardi are engaged in this fight on the high ground. Goopdude actually uses the Primal Rage to get Frog for life out, and Cardi follows up with a pick onto Paradroid. This means the defense here is going to really suffer for Danger Close as that cart rounds that penultimate corner here for the second objective.
Yeah, I don't think that switch was very needed. They could have at least used this Moira for this first fight because they're in position to at least try and contest, but with that man down, there's really nothing that Danger Close could really do.
It's the disconnect here, and as Saucer uses the duplicate to reconnect to the objective and maybe get a little bit of ult towards that bomb, but not quite able to find it. Frog getting the visor as well, and yeah, like they end up losing it as well. Locknack finds them, and Paradroid is out by the mech kill. Scooter, in the meantime, finds 3, so that this is possibly a fight win for Danger Close as Mornotron cleans it up with a kill onto Cardi. And look at this objective, it was so close, Portal.
Yeah, I don't know how they weren't able to cap that. Danger Close was almost out of it, but Saucer was like, no, I'm going to duplicate the D.Va and get 3 of them out of the game. That's not going to happen.
That was crazy. I thought that was a fight win for Paradise Aegis. I thought they were going to capture that second objective. Now it's 30 seconds remaining. Here's the visor from the Locknack. Is it going to find anything? No, but the stick does land from Paradise, and it eliminates both supports here for Danger Close. The advantage here favors Paradise Aegis as the bomb comes out from Mornotron, but this time it doesn't find 2, it doesn't find 3, it finds no one. And as Xavier tries to clean up the backlines of Paradise Aegis with a kill onto Hidden Ninja, we still have Sustain coming in from Captain Nemo in the beat as well to keep the team in the fight. Goobdoob struggling to stay in, losing that armor HP amidst the Primal Rage coming out from Xavier, and the overtime wick is about to become ablaze. However, Fog for Life finds Cardi out. Mornotron gone as well from the Primal Rage, finally built up on the side of Goobdoob, and the beat has to be expended in the interest of keeping Paradise Aegis sustained on this objective in this fight. Paradroid using the Valkyrie to also add some sustain, some level of sustenance to the squad, to the defenders, but it looks like it might be in vain. Captain Nemo finds another boot kill, and then a second final blow onto Xavier. Paradroid is out of the fight by Locknack. Nice critical hit finish there, nice aim, especially as they're hovering around the sky, and that's the capture. 1.5 minutes remaining in the time bank now for Paradise Aegis to push to the 3rd point.
Yeah, Danger Close is playing a very aggressive game, but I think it's working out in their favor. Paradise Aegis was playing like almost do or die. They used all of their ultimates in that, where now they have nothing going into this, and because of how Danger Close has been, they have the upper hand because they've been better without the ultimates.
Got really worried there, Portal, watching all of them rendezvous at spawn and thinking, yeah, they're going to run a rush comp, and I think that part of it has to be off the success of Captain Nemo's Lucio. This has been highly influential, and now with the speed boost, you're going to be able to navigate this Rhine all the way around the formation of the attacking composition. Frog for Life is caught out by average size. Definitely that McCree swap is going to stymie the defenders here, and we might see a swap coming out from the DPS of Danger Close. What we will definitely see here is the duplicate from Saucer. They're going to lob the bomb after building some quick ultimate charge, but also get stunned. No final blow onto them, though. Lockneck does get Xavier out of the fight. Paradroid finds Goobdoob, so this might be lost. You look at the loss of that main tank, and you're like, this might be the fight over. Saucer managing to build a second bomb, but isn't able to use it before getting before duplicate expires here. Bomb coming out from Cardi. Was that worth it, Portal?
I don't think it was, but it looks like it might still be working. They're trying to stop in this fight, but they have 10 seconds. I think it was a fine try.
I mean, I guess they had to use it, and now you had Cardi kind of engaged in a 2v1 against the supports here for Danger Close. They're going to give their mech for the in the process. Frog for Life and Paradroid are popping off in the kill feed. Xavier finding the final blow on Cardi without the D.Va. This fight might actually be lost, but Lockneck says, no, I'm going to use the Blossom, find Paradroid out of the fight, and try to keep us in this series, try to keep us in this match. They're on the objective, and they're critically low. They're half HP, and they're the only ones left. It's just them against the world, against Danger Close, and Danger Close is going to look to clean it up. Mornotron finds that final blow of this round.
Yeah, Low was almost there. The D.Va almost ran out of DM way too late. Had she used it a little bit more, that would have been a complete team wipe and maybe even a point. Now, with that being said, Danger Close has been playing very, very, very aggressive, and it's been working towards their favor. If they can keep this up, this could be game over.
They're giving it everything as well. Danger Close is not looking at any of these fights that you and I look at, and we say that, you know, this might be a fight win or a fight loss. Danger Close is looking at every engagement as a potentially winnable situation, and it doesn't matter what resources they have to expend in the interest of getting that victory, of netting that win, and getting closer to the series victory as a whole. And Portal, you and I were talking a little bit about this between in our halftime and before this match. You know, as far as the the tournament standings go, Danger Close is really looking to solidify themselves in that number 2 position to make sure that they become exempt from that last chance qualifier round for playoffs.
That's right. If Danger Close wins this, they pretty much have that spot on lockdown. But if it's a loss here, it's not the end of the world. He just has to win this if they want any shot of getting there, though. With that being said, they need to start working on. Aegis needs to start working on trying to get these compositions where they don't need the ultimates to win. It seems like that they're relying too much on it, and because of that, it's not really working.
They're taking an approach similar to you and me, Portal, where they're looking at some of these fights and they're saying, let's just regroup and see if we can win this next fight by committing all of our ultimates. But you're right, it's not quite working for them. What might is this defensive composition that worked really, really well, especially on those early points on Watch Point Gibraltar, forcing Danger Close in that overtime margin. But we'll have to see. This is pretty typical to see on a defense Numbani, but as the fight breaks out, we'll see if it really rewards this style of play that we're seeing from them. Right now it is.
Ooh,
Average
great.
Science finds Peridot and a second final blow onto Xavier there. We'll see if they bring them back. No, Peridot's just gonna get out and we're gonna see a reset from Danger Close.
No, they're starting to go back over, but Average once more. He's not going to get the mercy here. Oh, it's close, but it's not going to be enough. But
No
I
close.
I commend the try. He's been playing very well with that Ash. Just a little bit more hits, and he's going to be able to carry this team all the way to the end.
Mark for Life is going to have to be careful dancing around in the back lines. Lognak perfectly attentive there, and with the turret as that supplemental damage, trying to make sure that you don't have an angle that is ever secure from this engineer. A dive commencing from Xavier, dropping the bubble and also possibly dropping all of that armor HP. Yeah, they sacrifice some of it. Mornotron has to engage as well to compensate for the presence. Xavier dropping critically low, down mid, easy angles here for the DPS of Paradise Aegis, and we're going to see the DMEC come out onto Cardi, which is really favorable here for Danger Close. A dive onto the objective it does reward Danger Close with the elimination onto Cardi, and I think that this is where the fight's going to swing, but we have the Bob now from Average Size committed to the objective, and the duplicate from, Sauce had gotten the Baptiste, and I don't think that did everything that they needed it to do.
No, it looks like Good Dude just was able to wipe out their team with that defense matrix, or sorry, not defense matrix, the window, and with that, they were just able to hold the point. If they can keep this up, this is going to be a great hold. And look at their ultimates. They have 3 ultimates online and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, Lockneck got slept, but the stagger is here on the side of Danger Close. Peridot is caught out, and they are out of this fight. This is going to be an extended period of resetting here for Danger Close.
Yeah, Carvey thinks that the Tracer on Danger Close has Pulse Bomb already, but it's not yet. She still needs to do a little bit more poke damage just to get that ultimate.
You've got the Nano Boost and the Primal Rage coming up as well for Danger Close, but like you mentioned, Portal, there's a plethora of ultimates being built up on the side of the defense, and that's going to help them to fortify their hold on this objective, which so far has just been iron tight. Xavier looking to loosen it up a little bit with the Primal Rage, going ham on the high ground, looking for those final blows, for those eliminations. The Nano Boost applied in the latter stage of that Primal is going to help them to do a little extra damage to that Tesla Cannon, but look at that, the Molten Core looking to cut them off, doesn't quite accomplish that. Paradroid is caught out, which means the Sustain is going to suffer, and Xavier is going to feel it. Look at that final blow from Lockneck onto Mornotron as well, and a second one onto Peridot. That was a really nice Torb gameplay.
Yeah, that Molten Core was perfect. It prevented them from going to that far back area in order to flank and not only just run away from him. They thought he was going to go on point, but no, he was going right to where they were running from. I also have to talk about Average's Ash play again. He's been very good at knocking out these players and just littering down to them so that everyone else can just put a little bit of effort in there and destroying the composition.
This is it for Aegis. This is the swing of momentum that you want. But defense, Danger Close is not looking for that same momentum. They're looking to slow down Aegis here, and they're going to be able to accomplish it maybe with a dive onto Hidden Ninja. Yeah, they're out of the fight, which means Mornotron and Xavier are free to do whatever they want. Mornotron finding 2 in that fight. They have the bomb as well in case they need it, but there's the Bob deployed on point by Average Size, looking for those final blows. Right now, point presence is being fortified by I would say Danger Close, but it's really just Mornotron lighting up this kill feed and also the objective, spilling the blood of the defending squad. Average Size looking to fight for their life with that damage amp from Captain Nemo, who is now under fire from Saucer, looking for that blow, but I don't know that they'll be able to combat. Oh yeah, Moira reconnecting the objective here on the side of Danger Close. Are able to keep Saucer sustained, and they go for the duplicate. There's the res coming out from Captain Nemo, but it isn't able to land. Saucer on the Ash, really popping off, throwing the Bob off the point to see if they can delay any of the respawning defenders here, and the point is going to slowly ease up to that capture, to that first capture for Danger Close. Danger Close, that is close. That's dangerously close.
Way too close. Now, Saucer did panic out there a little bit. He saw he was trying to get the
Mhm.
Diva, but he grabbed the Ash by accident, but it worked out in his favor. He was able to move off the bomb just off point so that he was able to uh, control the area and not have to worry about a giant mech bot destroying them from all angles. Now, if you look into this thing, it does look like that Danger still has the ultimate advantage going into this next fight.
Yeah, and Paradude as well is going to be eager to use that Coalescence so that they can swap probably to a little bit more useful of a hero. Although they might stay on the Moira there. Talking about useful though, Paradroid really coming in pretty useful for the attacking squad. Frog for Life as well, finding 2 is really important. The tanks are doing their fair share of cleanup as well. This might be a quick second point capture here for the attackers, but you still got that Coalescence in the bank and the sound barrier in case we see a touch from the defending Aegis.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to, but Xavier has been playing phenomenal right now. He's recognizing where these players are playing at in the high ground and using that ultimate to knock them down just so that they can be destroyed later on.
As the Coalescence, it actually does eliminate Goob Dude out of the fight, and it also secures the Immortality Field. Ooh. There's a second elimination from Paradude onto Hidden Ninja. The cart has only just captured. You've got one last fight here. This is game fight. And you're playing into the bomb from Mornatron. Is it going to find the value? It does. It gets a Lockneck out of the fight, but so does Cardi's finding Mornatron. That's actually a really important pick for the defending Aegis here. Now a reconnection from Cardi isn't going to last long because they're immediately taken out of mech and deleted by Xavier, finally tickled down by that Tesla cannon. There's the visor coming out from Frog for Life, but is it going to need to clean up? No! Because the victory has been secured. Danger Close attaining the win in this series and fortifying their position as number 2 in the leaderboard. They're going to be able to, well, they're not going to have to play rather the that last chance qualifier.
Yeah, Danger Close really played a great job there. Aegis was very close on taking it, but Danger Close being so aggressive during their defense really pulled out ahead for them. Because of that, they were able to stall time longer and longer and really got into their heads. So with that being said, congratulations to Danger Close. That is another win into their books.
Yeah, and a really well fought one as well. You know, you and I kind of said that it was a little decisive here, and it was. You know, it was really cleanly played on the side of Danger Close, but that doesn't mean that Aegis didn't put up a fantastic fight there. You know. Lockneck, Captain Nemo, Average Size, all coming in really clutch in their own independent moments. It just unfortunately never coalesced. I'm sorry, never coalesced.
Nah.
My puns are getting ahead of me. Never coalesced into a really stalwart defense like they wanted. That was just some good first point holds though. However, it's on us now, Portal, to decide Danger Close, who really showed us how to play their specific role tonight.
Now, I believe it is pretty close, but I believe you can agree with me on this. The echo play on Danger Close was phenomenal, and I believe carried them for, well, I'm not really carried, but really showed them what they can do and got them to the winning point. So I would say that Saucer is the MVP of tonight's series.
Congratulations to Danger Close for the win, and to Saucer for MVP status of tonight's match as well. We're gonna head on a short break, and when we return, we'll bring Saucer in for an interview. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for not going anywhere. What a fantastic series that we got to watch tonight, Portal. Like we called it a couple of times, pretty decisive. But what also was decisive was the MVP candidate of tonight's match, Saucer. Welcome to the casting booth. How are you feeling after this series?
Hey, first of all, thanks for having me. Second of all, feeling pretty good. Always feels good to get a dub. We've been scrimming pretty hard recently and taking a lot of L's. So it's nice to get a win in an official.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Portal.
Well, first question I would like to ask is your composition on Gibraltar. You had a lot of interesting plays that kind of pulled out in your favor, and I all I want to ask is how were you guys able to get all those picks so quickly on your attack phase?
Um, any specific point on the attack phase or
Specifically the second area, right at the end of the second payload point.
okay. Um, if I remember correctly, that was our off-tank player, Morn. I think he hit a big bomb, I want to say, if it's the fight I'm thinking about.
Right?
Um, So ult cycling's kind of something that we always practice in scrims, and I think we did a pretty decent job tonight. I think there's always room for improvement on that, but I think that was just a product of ult cycling and keeping a decent hold of our ult economy.
Off the topic of ult cycling, ultimate economy, I was really curious about kind of who is taking charge as far as communication and in terms of engagement, staging. You know, who are the madmen behind all of that for you guys?
I would say we have a fairly talkative tank line. So
Okay.
generally, it's the tanks making the calls to make hard engages and stuff like that. But in terms of like target focus and when to hard disengage and stuff like that, it kind of just depends on who is like still in the fight, who has like eyeballs on the fight. So and like pretty much everyone shares different responsibilities in the comms, so
Mhm.
it can get pretty hectic. But generally on the macro level, it's the tanks.
Gotcha, gotcha. But even underneath that, if you've got your monitor on, you're saying something.
Peru, yes, yes, yes. Words to live by.
Now, on that last map, you guys played very aggressive towards the enemy position during your defense stage. Now, all I need to ask is why, what was the call on that? Why would you guys try and stall with almost nothing and still almost pull it out?
Um, Another thing we practice in scrims that obviously could use some work as everything could. Um, someone just called winnable because I think we got a pick or two, and even though we were down ults, I think we did have primal for stalling. So I mean, once we got it to OT, we knew we'd basically done our job. So at that point, it was like, okay, okay, don't use any more ults. This isn't winnable anymore.
I mean, it's
So
pretty
yeah,
big to say winnable for 1v4.
right.
Some confidence, yeah.
Very
Yeah,
confident with
I
only
mean,
a duplicate.
Well, and on that tangent as well with confidence and duplicates. So also really my last question for you was kind of how you determine the targets that you're duplicating. We saw you duplicate a lot of Diva tonight. She's a very good target to dupe as well. But we also saw a little bit of Bat. I'm curious about if that's a misclick or not. And then also the Ash duplicate was really influential on first point capture Numbani. So tell us a little bit about how you select your duplicate targets.
So generally, if the enemy team's running Diva, she's my first pick
Yep.
because I play a lot of
Only.
tank, and yeah, because I play a lot of tank, and also when you use the Echo copy on Diva, turns out it's kind of broken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is.
A little
so
bit, yeah.
generally having two Divas is better than one, so that's always good. And then for uh for the BAP copy, that was a misclick. I meant to copy the Orisa and try to pull them off
Okay.
high ground, but they
Yeah.
were all kind of clumped together, so that was a misclick. And then the Ash, I kind of just flicked to whoever my cursor would land on because I was trying to hold on to copy, but then I kind of wasn't sure if we needed to use ult or not. So at that point, I was like, we might as well use it just to make sure we clutch out the fight.
Yeah.
And I was able to get value out of it. So, which when you copy a squishy, it's like I'm gonna say 90% of the time you don't get value out of it.
No.
Yeah.
Always want to copy the tanks.
Yeah, and it's one of those, particularly on that attack. That was like you got to use ults or you might lose. I totally understand.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Shout outs.
Yeah. Do you have anything anything you want to say to your opponents, to your friends, family, your teammates? Who do you got to shout out?
To the opponents, y'all played really well. Second and third map especially. Like we were really sweating pretty hard because I think both were OT finishes. Well,
Yes.
actually, I don't remember if the last map was an OT finish. Jib, I was sweating really hard on Gibraltar.
Okay.
I'd count the last map as an OT finish.
Yeah, pretty close. And then obviously my team. Big shout out to everyone there. Shout out especially to Happy because he's our newest member. He just joined and he's slotting in pretty well.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for answering our incessant questions tonight, Saucer. Congratulations as well on your status as MVP for tonight's series, and way to showcase what Danger Close is capable of. Pass our congratulations actually on to the rest of the team for us, Saucer.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
You too. Bye, everyone.
And Portal, that's it for tonight, isn't it?
That was.
We were hoping for a 5-game series.
We were, but I think we were still happy with how it went. It was even though it was a 3-0, if you look aside of the score, they were all very close matches besides the first one, but it was a very, entertaining fight. We had a lot of long fights, which is something you don't really get to see in the higher ranks levels, which I mean, personally, I like longer fights. They get a little bit more intense.
Yeah, they're a little bit more intense. You and I kind of run out of breath at one point during those long fights, but you're right. Fights typically resolve really quickly, even if not at higher levels between other matchups, other teams who might play around each other a little bit more cautiously or more aggressively as both these teams played at each other tonight. For all of those who liked watching all of these heated engagements between both these squads, be sure to hit the follow button as well so you guys can be notified of when we go live with the next series. I think as early as this weekend, Portal.
I believe so. Now, of course, guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Hyperion Invitational Cup. If you can please watch for this weekend, we will also have a fully live session Monday, I believe. On behalf of Ethan and all of production staff, I am Portal. Thank you for watching. Hey.